Hello everybody, Sneaky Chiefy here, bringing you another TAW tournament video. This one is from TAW member Stiigletz. He's our fearless leader, spin-up leader. He's the one who got us off the ground, the original member of the Age of Empires Definitive Edition division within TAW. And I guess I'll take this moment to thank you, Stiigletz, for putting in all the work to getting us to where we are today. So the tournament is called Juicy BattleGrounds. It's called BattleGrounds, but it's by the group Juicy. They put on a few different tournaments, and this one is running right now, so it's a bit late to sign up, but I'll still put a link to their Discord if you want to check out some of their other tournaments. This is a low-level tournament, so I think you have to be under a certain ELO for 1v1s. I think it's 1200. I think it's below 1200 ELO. I'm also in this tournament. I haven't played my games yet, but looking forward to casting this one with Stiigletz as the Franks in blue, and on the other end, in red, is LordSavage as the Berbers. It's not a good Civ matchup for the Franks players against the Berbers, not going to lie. The cheaper knights for the Berbers also get some good camels, and the camel archers. I'm definitely expecting a knight showdown. The Berber player will probably open with knights and maybe switch to camels if he loses the knight battle, but Berbers get cheaper knights. Franks get better knights, so it could be interesting. A lot of cav going down in this map, and I'll zoom out to show the map. This is called BattleGrounds. It's the custom map designed for the tournament. Every round will begin on this map. This is a best of 3 between these two players in the opening stages of the tournament. Single elimination as I understand it, so the winner of these 3 matches will move on to the next round. And there's even a cash prize for this tournament, so yeah. A lot of people are going to be looking to win. It's kind of like a golden pit, except there's more than just gold in the middle. It's gold, stone, lots of hunt, some wood, and some berries. So Britain's probably a pretty popular pick on this because there's goats to be had in the middle too, in this case turkeys. Franks also, because there's more berries out there. Obviously an open map, so you want to have a cavalry civ, makes a lot of sense. Lots of gold to be had in the middle that both players will be fighting for. So Franks and Berbers both make a lot of sense. And kind of like Golden Pit 2, you could move out to the middle and expose yourself a bit. It's pretty tough to wall off all that area. And you also open yourself up to raids from the sides. So I'm thinking some early aggression is the right play here. As we see Stig's walling off his wood. There's a lot of wood in the back. Looks like the back corners are the real wood locations. The back sides less so. So I'll remember that too. I'm going to start building my first lumber camp down in the corners instead of directly to the sides when I play. Frank player dropping his mill on the berries. Population 16 to 15 in Stiigletz's favor. Scout's just running around. Let's take a look at what he can see. Okay. Hasn't found any extra turkeys yet. Just kind of doing the... There's one spiral motion with the scout. Stiigletz on the other end, probably doing something similar. Yep. Good scouting in their home areas. Stiigletz sees the extra gold. He's going to like to see that four tile gold right there pretty close to his base. There's not many 4 tiles in the middle. It's mostly 3s and 2s. There's another 4 tiler. There's another one. Again, lots of turkeys to be had, and red is finding them now. That's one thing I'll definitely be doing in this tournament, is sending my scout out to the middle early to try to find some of those turkeys. Why not? Free food. The other thing is I'm going to lumber camp in the corner. Give yourself more food. It does expose your villagers to move them so far away from the TC, but if you can quick wall them in, shouldn't be a problem. You don't always... Also, this TC location, basically directly in the corner, helpful for that. In the practice games, I had my TC somewhere around here, for example, so harder to get to the corner. You're kind of forced to drop your lumber camp along the edge. So something to consider. Stiglitz's TC is also very close to the edge here. It's kind of interesting as he goes to mill some deer. And the scouts meet in the middle, just passing. Red's definitely getting the lion's share of the herdables, though, as he sends another turkey back home. These two are still up for grabs, and there's quite a lot of relics. I see 4 relics in the middle, along the outskirts of the middle. See if that comes into play later in the game as well. Milling the deer, not a bad idea, but there's only 2 deer. Seems... I don't know. First up to feudal age is red by about 50 seconds. You see the barracks go down. Very interesting spot for the barracks. And red is walling off as well with his barracks. Neither going with the drush. Look at all this turkey left over still for the Berber player. Yeah, that's 600 extra food just from those turkeys in the middle. Here's a good group of deer to mill, though. Right there would be epic. Like I said, hunt Mongols would be a good choice for this map. A, for the mobility. B, for all the hunt, as red finds those 2 turkeys there. So 800 food advantage to red. Stable going down from the Franks player. Stiigletz, natural choice to go stable. Looks like there are indeed militia, so not necessarily a Dark Age rush, but he will be looking to pressure with some infantry, it looks like, as they go forward. They might get there before this wall closes up, but red is definitely committing a lot to walling off. He doesn't see that, so he doesn't know it's coming, but maybe just assumes it's coming. Oh, he might have seen it, in fact, with the scout. He might have seen those 2. Yeah, it looks like red will be able to wall up in time, as he's got 4 villagers building. And scouts behind this, red has just put 2 more scouts onto the field, in addition to his starting scout. Blue has an extra scout of his own, as the militia sits still in the middle. Red completes his wall. Let's keep an eye on these red scouts as they move forward. Frank's scouts are stronger, more HP for all cavalry units. But the advantage in numbers is with red at the moment, as he sends 2 more. So we have 4 scouts lurking around blue's base and some exposed villagers here on the wood line. Two more scouts coming out for blue, so they're gonna exchange raids as 1 villager goes down. 2 for red. Gets a spearman out to defend.
Hey.
A 3rd villager will go down. He gets 1 poke in there. Still 4 scouts standing for red. And blue should be knocking on the door any minute now, as he looks to complete his wall. So red will be happy with that initial raid, got 3 villagers out of it. He might bring his 4 scouts back to defend, though, when he sees blue attack. He's thinking about it, House walls behind for red, as red keeps his scouts forward for pressure, but I like these walls from blue. If he can get this last one down, that is. Oh no, watch out! Looks like he'll get it. Nope.
Okay.
Blocked. Blue's attack continues over here. Still just militia, but every little bit helps. As a spearman comes out for red, militia will take care of him. Blue walled off one side of his base, but still open on the other side. He's got spearmen to defend, though. And red sending some of his scouts back, but the militia turned out to be helpful. They are slow, but they'll have more attack than the scouts will. And, oh good, Spearman from blue picked off both these red scouts because the red was not paying attention, or had his attention elsewhere. So 6 scouts now for blue, and only 2 for red. So if blue can capitalize on this numbers advantage, try to find a hole somewhere, maybe attack this gate. As we see scale barding armor coming in. More quick walls from red. Trying to figure out how to change. They must have changed the commands. I'll have to take a look. It's going to change this loadout here, but looks like blue might get through here. Red's going to have to build something else or look to repair it. Yep, more house walls. It's good idle time though. It's not like the houses won't be needed eventually, but it is idle time from the villagers. Overchop there might be frustrating. The spearman is there to defend though, luckily. So it looks like blue's kept the raids away after that initial push. And is definitely keeping red's focus back at home. Villager count is 37 to 35, so Stiigletz has gotten one of his 3-ville deficit back after losing 3, and Stiigletz will look to attack a different part of the eco. These walls from red, though, are very thorough. Look at all these houses. And they're very tight, too, so he's always got villagers close by to wall up behind. As we see another vill go down to drop another house. And Stiigletz using military to defend instead. As these pikemen find 2 more scouts, 1 more scout, but really damages that other one. So great job. Just forcing the reaction though. Red is on his way up to Castle Age, and Stiigletz needs to start mining some gold in order to do that. Okay, he's got some gold. Stiigletz got forging, scale barding armor, so that took away some gold. Not the forging one, but the scale barding. I think costs us 50 gold. Could be wrong on that. Feel free to correct me in the comments. I know you will. Is that a market? A market drop. Red's running out of space at home to build up walls behind these attacks. It's really constricted. If blue can keep him constricted, he won't have any room to build a military except for the stable that he already has down, but we'll see. It's really funny. I mean, it's frustrating though, because that's a lot of 80 food per scout. That's a lot of food invested in military that's not killing villagers. The vills are 40 to 38 in Stiegletz's favor, but Stiigletz, okay, just clicks up the Castle Age. He'll be 2 minutes behind. So we'll see what red can do with that Castle Age time advantage. Stiigletz could wall this off as well. I'm thinking red will look to push these scouts out of his face and then look to expand in the middle, but we'll see. There's the Castle Age. Stiegletz's reaction. Not quite retreating yet. As we see camels coming out of the stables, natural choice with all the scouts on the field. If these spearmen can come... Okay, there's another stables back here I didn't notice, so there'll be 2 stable camels. At least initially from the Berber player. As blue puts some bills forward. And, okay, snipes that scout. Wonder what these guys are going to do. Okay, camels are out. Bills are exposed. Keep those scouts away from the villagers. Good job. Stiigletz lures them away so the villagers can be in peace for now. bringing the scouts towards the spearmen, perhaps. And we see a forward barracks. Probably to make more spearmen, obviously to make more spearmen, now that Stiigletz sees all these camels out there. And Castlelight coming in from blue now too. Okay, blue's bringing his spearmen forward. This is good. This is enough spearmen to give the camels trouble. As blue turns to take the fight and the camels run away. One scout sniped. Yeah, those are some weak camels. And the second, okay, a second stable for blue there. As red villagers come forward. Blue won't see this.
Oui.
We'll see what these guys are up to. Town center on a 4 tile with, this is good placement. Wood to protect it and for resources. And it's in the middle of all this hunt. That's a really good spot for a town center. And pikeman upgrade for the Frank player is the first thing he gets. Interesting. So I like that. I like the pikeman. You had a lot of spearmen out in the field already. You see camels coming out. Pikeman's a good choice. Stiigletz keeping some pikemen at home for defense too. I like that. And he's dropping his second town center at home. So being a bit more conservative. He is trying to take space in the middle, but using military buildings to do that as we see knights come in. Versus red, who's dropping his second town center. It's more of an eco approach in the middle. Red has enough for a castle, as he's been mining stone pretty heavily. And blue's villagers are caught out. That's unfortunate. Saves one of them. Nope. Traded. Yeah, if I was blue, I would look to force the fight. You have the military advantage right now. 13 to 31 in Stiegletz's favor. He doesn't know that, of course, but... Okay, defensive castle at the bottom of the hill. I mean, it's good because it does protect this whole section, but I'm thinking right here would have been even better because then you get this gold secured. And the hill advantage. But red's choosing that spot instead. 6 knights on the field. 11 pikemen in the middle, some more back at home. As we see a market go down. Vills are 53 to 43 in Savage's favor. I think that's for the extra time in castle. Getting his second TC down somewhere. This is a poor fight for Stiigletz though, as those knights fight nothing but camels. And blue spearmen move in to snipe a few. A lot of anti-cavalry units on the field right now. Spearmen and camels. There's a few knights from red too. I see 2 knights there as well. Military now 29 to 16, 17 in blue's favor. Blue buys some stone. As blue now sees that there's a castle. Blue might be thinking of building another town center somewhere with that stone. Nope, buying more stone. As scorpions start coming out from the siege workshop from red. And a town center. So instead of a castle here, he goes with the town center there. Or not. Maybe not. Thinks twice about that. More knights coming out now. Cheap Berber knights. It's quite a composition of army here from red. 12 camels, 5 knights, 2 spearmen, 1 scout, and 3 scorpions. And it's a good combo. The scorpions for the pikemen, camels and knights to fight the cavalry, as red's third town center goes up on a gold pile. And red's starting to claim a lot of land on the left. He's got 2 forward siege workshops. And Stiigletz probably a little worried about raids from the left. He could wall this area right here. I'd like to see that. Even with stone walls would be nice. Archery range and crossbowmen coming in. And there's the castle placement. Okay. like to see more than one villager building it. We'll have a castle fight here in the front. It's not a bad placement. It does kind of claim this stone and forces the issue in front of Red's base, which is good. Crossbowman is an interesting choice from the Frank player because there's a lot of camels on the field, or at least Stiigletz saw that there were. But the knights, cheap river knights, can be a good counter for crossbowmen, obviously. And this could be a really good raid if he finds these. He does. These knights will kill a few, I hope. No loom in for Red yet. Is that true? No, he's got loom. Those knights are just really powerful. More villagers coming to help with the castle. That's good. And Red's coming in with quite a few knights. 6 knights. Are they upgraded? They are. 2 knights. Well, 1 knights. So this is going to hurt. Stiigletz has the pikemen back here, but they're going to need to react quickly as there's a very porous left flank here. Let's see what happens. 2 vills down. 3 vills. 4 vills down. Pikemen are moving. Knights are running. This is a good little kill zone between these 2 town centers. I like that. Knights will find some lumberjacks back there, though. And on the front, the castle goes up for Red. Looks like those 4 vills are all Red's going to get for now. Those knights are very weak. Blue's looking to force the issue at Red's base, and I love the pressure. Put pressure back on the opponent. And that's a poor fight for Red to take. Did snipe another vill, but he'll lose a lot of knights for it. And I love that Stiigletz had all these pikemen on defense. Turned out to be very smart. Stonewall's going down. Red really wants to keep Blue out of his his base. Oh, he's going for Imperial Age. Fast Imp. As we see 3 TCs for Red. Lots of farms in the middle. Lots of gold. And Red's just looking to turtle back. He's not going to force anything. He's going to wait for Trebs to come out and take this forward castle out. That's his plan anyway. Blue could be really annoying as soon as he gets... Yep, Frank castles are cheaper, remember. I love this spot. It's going to deny a lot of farms. It's a shame that Imp's already on the way up, but this castle might be what Red needs to break through, or Blue needs to break through to Red's base. And this house will go down. Nice, okay. Let's see what Blue can do here. There's no siege though, so the knights can't... I don't think they're strong enough to sit under that TC forever, but they will get a lot of villagers in the back. As Blue puts his full army into Red's main base and we start to see some bill kills. Right now it's 15 kills, eco kills for Red, and 9 for Blue, but we see that number climb. We'll be evening it out. Sorry about that, folks. My neighbor decided it was time to use the leaf blower outside my window. Anyway, Red reacting with camels, sending his camel army back in, and it scares Blue away. Blue did lose a lot of his army in that fight, but killed some villagers, so the vill count now is 68 to 57, as we're about 14 seconds away from Imperial Age. And Blue needs to get... I was going to say, he needs to get more gold, and there's this 4-tiler right there, so I would have liked to see this TC a bit sooner, but that's alright. He needs gold. He's only got 33. He needs 600 to get to Imperial Age, or 800, so as we see Axemen coming out now of the castle.
Azul.
Blue will need to fight under his castle if he wants to win this game. We're seeing Trebs come out from Red's castle. And Blue might even want to just sell the remainder of his stone to get enough gold to get up to the next stage as fast as possible. So Frank's going axemen and crossbows now because of all the camels out on the field. I don't hate it. The real issue is the fact that red's an imp already. And could lose these castles real quick. Cavalry archer, interesting. A lot of idle eco, 2 hours of idle eco from red though. And skyrocketing as we see another castle and another TC going on the back. Battering rams go down real quick to those throwing axemen, but the Treb is the one doing the work. As blue needs to keep these axemen alive, keep them out of the castle. Blue looks to repair this. I think it'll go down anyway. A bit too late on the repair. Blue also on his way to imp, which is good. He's gonna have to hold out for another 2.5 minutes, though I am scared for this castle too, and as soon as this castle's down, red will have free reign to run around. It's a lot of throwing axemen though. Those camels go down real quick. And almost 3 hours of idle eco from red. Oh, here comes red's knights. Those do much better against throwing axemen than the camels, that's for sure. Blue kiting with the throwing axemen, I love to see it. He won't be able to build any more now that second castle's down. So it'll be pikemen from red to respond to these knights. As these two trebs continue to take out production buildings, blue continues to build more production buildings here. Blue's military is 23, red's is 25. Though a lot of them are back here, they're moving to the front now. So 14, about half of Blue's military was playing defense and now is moving up, which is the right call, since the fight is definitely in the front at the moment. Another town center going down from red, so red is greedy boomer. If I do come up against LordSavage, this is good intel. He likes to wall up heavily, button down, and boom to Imperial Age. Still just knights though. They're not cavalier yet. It's a lot of camels too, so pikemen could do work here. But red is getting a scary amount of production buildings. And obviously these trebs are making the difference. Blue Stiigletz now has the villager lead, which is good. This is a poor fight for red to take here. Hopefully blue can clear up some of these camels. Blue's also now in imp. So the question is, do you build another castle? Or do you upgrade to halberdier? Do you upgrade to cavalier? I'm thinking another castle to get trebs out is the way to go. As red sends some scouts in to raid. These could do some damage if Stiigletz doesn't notice. Blue also raiding. There's not many villagers here though, as they've moved kind of to the left and through the center. Pokeboy's chipping away at this TC. There's only 3 villagers inside of it. Blue reacting to these raids and garrisoning, so his idle eco is skyrocketing now too. It's 3.5 hours to 1 hour of combined idle TC time. I mean, red's got 5 TCs now, so he doesn't really care that this one goes down. Cavalier coming in for blue. There aren't many camels left. There's no camels, 7 camel riders out there somewhere. It's a lot of scout cavalry that red is sending into blue's base and punishing him really for not walling off. So keeping some pikemen back again for blue would be the right choice as this TC does go down. There's some gold left unmined, but blue's production buildings in the middle are going down. And I'd have to say I like red's position better at this point. but blue is definitely not out of it yet. So we got 52 vills now, so those raids really did hurt. 52 vills to 64 in red's favor. Blue now finding more eco on the left. Let's see if Stiigletz can get a few kills here. That's a lot of wood choppers, and these are Cavalier, Frank Cavalier now. Let's see if we can pick a few of these off before they get in. Okay, there we go. 60 to 49. Raids back and forth on both sides. These are now Hussars, unfortunately. Blue having to idle all this farming eco because he's not fully walled off. It's tough. It's tough. Here are those 7 camel riders. Blue will look to micro his army in the right way. Camel riders cannot fight that many pikemen. So red kites back to the castle. Oh, blue, get out of there. It's just tough. Blue's having to deal with the raids at home while trying to raid his opponent, but his whole army dies between the castle and the TC. Very unfortunate. So military now is 22 for blue, 50 for red. They're fully upgraded Hussars. Still just pikemen, but they'll trade really well. No offense or no defensive upgrades on those pikemen yet. Yeah, Stiigletz was struggling for gold a bit. He doesn't have a lot of the military upgrades. Lulu building some army up on the left. While trying to deal with the raids at home still. Very frustrating raids. Villagers are now 41 for blue, 71 for red. More Hussars coming in, finding exposed villagers. Ah, red's a good player. It's going to be tough. 35 for blue, 71 for red. Hussars continue to just come streaming in. I'm thinking at this point it's going to be GG. This is tough when you gotta keep idling your farm eco like this. Stiigletz is at 96 food. Can't build more villagers when you're idling all your farm eco. Yeah, red definitely knows his Berbers, though. Definitely knows his Berbers. Man, these Hussars are being annoying. They've taken out all the gold miners. Continue to look around for more to attack. Blue doing the right idea, counterattacking. Unfortunately, there's camels there from red to defend. It's just Hussars and camels for red at this point. There's a few scorpions, but I don't think they fired any shots the whole game. Where are those scorpions? Oh, they were over here. Yeah, they fired a few earlier. Red's military is just really scattered right now. There's bunches everywhere. Halberdier coming in, it's a good choice. I don't know why they're just standing there, it's unfortunate. I don't know about the men-at-arm upgrades though. I would like to see scale mail armor instead, at least, for all these halberdiers that you're making. As this TC goes down to those Hussars and Trebs, I guess. Yeah, it's only 14 vills for Stiigletz, 74 for red. I just don't see a way back for Stiigletz at this point. And there we go, Stiigletz calls it. Well, that's only game one. It is a best of 3 series. So we'll see LordSavage and Stiigletz play on Stiegletz's home map. There's quite a lot of custom maps. I mean, they're all custom maps in this tournament. So this first one was BattleGrounds. I'm not sure what the home picks are for each of the players yet. So looking forward to seeing what Stiigletz has chosen for their next matchup. This is Sneaky Chiefy casting the BattleGrounds 1v1 under 1200 ELO tournament. Stiigletz is the top player up against LordSavage in round 1 of said tournament. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you will stay tuned for the next one. Signing out.